So right now I'm on one of Richard Meier's waves in East Hampton. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna go to New York City and we're gonna explore his New York office. 4-6, lingerie, underwear, men's shoes. And go and see the model maker. So what's the average time to create a model?
It usually varies. Sometimes it'll be like 3 weeks.
And we're gonna look at his new book called Meier. Then we're gonna go to Nantucket. We're gonna go on a sea train. And it's gonna be so much fun. And something's gonna happen, but I can't tell you what. We're gonna see lots of fun things. Let's see what's going on here. Does my hair look good? I just got my hair blown out. Right now we're looking at some pictures that were taken of me. And I really love the pictures, but I don't like the hair. You know, I always have this issue with my hair. Like, remember we talked about, do we like the dark hair? Do we like the light hair? Do we like it longer? Is it short? I don't know. For some reason, I always had short hair as a model. And so then now that I have longer hair, it's like I'm always thinking about hair. I know you're probably thinking about other things, but I'm thinking about hair. So here's some pictures. This is actually a cute picture. I love that, but I don't like the hair. This is, I mean, I love that too, but I don't like the hair. It's like, look at, it's like everything's great, but the hair is like too poofy. This one is great too, but this photographer's name is Seth Sebel. He takes amazing, amazing pictures. But I don't like the hair. I don't want short and blonde. I want like dark. So I'm just checking where we're gonna go. Okay, so I know the address. We're gonna go and meet Mr. Richard Meier, who is an amazing architect. And I just got my hair blown out and I have makeup on. And I'm all dressed up. So I'm gonna interview him and write a little article about him. I'm writing the piece for Hamptons Magazine. I'm doing a new column this season, which is interviewing different significant people in the Hamptons. And I decided to start with Richard Meier. And the reason I chose Richard Meier is because not only is he an amazing architect, but also he's a really, really interesting man. And he has a house in the Hamptons, and you'd think, oh, Richard Meier, he's a contemporary architect. He must have a really, really contemporary, cool house in the Hamptons. In fact, he has a typical Eastern saltbox house. It looks like a farmhouse. So it's a total foil to who he is. He's Richard Meier, the ultimate modern architect. I have always wanted to interview him, and I've known him for a long time. But when you're at a dinner party, it's not really the opportunity to be like, so, tell me about the Getty Museum. I hope he doesn't comment on my hair. Maybe he's gonna be like, I like you as a brunette. Don't wear pearls. Who knows?
Here, let me help you.
And it's gold. Meier. In architecture, the size matters, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. I mean, a student's not going to go in and buy a book this size. First of all, it doesn't even fit on your bookshelf.
My dad always said, it's like, an intelligent person is one who can ask the right question. So that's what I want to do, is be able to ask the right follow-up question, because they say something intelligent, and then you sit there and going, oh really? No. So I always do a lot of research. And another thing is that I like to know about the person just because it's a form of respect. Like if I know what they've done and where they've been, then that gives them the freedom and the comfort level to say like, oh, she understands, so let's take it to the next level. What do you think about hand drawing versus using a computer?
Everyone in the office works on a computer.
that
They are very facile with a computer. The only person in the office...
But is that cheating?
No. The only person who doesn't work on a computer, as you can see, is me.
Right.
So I still make drawings, and I give it to someone. They put the drawing on the computer.
For me, like you're the king of white.
Yeah. You know,
Is all your food in your refrigerator white? Cottage cheese,
right. No,
mozzarella, milk.
that's a good idea.
I thought that was really fascinating that he's associated with one color. And I really like that as well, because it gives him a point of reference. It's like, you know, when you think of Richard Meier, you think of stark, white, minimalistic, you know, conducive to the environment. I mean, his buildings are objects. You know, for example, your house at the beach. I was so shocked when I saw your house at the beach. I thought it was going to be one of your houses. I was going, it's going to be white, it's going to be stark.
It's a farmhouse. It was built in 1907, and actually, when I bought this house 20 years ago, whenever it was painted white.
One thing that I love about this house versus other houses is that, you know, it's really reflective of Richard's aesthetic. And, you know, it has like all these different things, like the cool hill that you can roll down. Oh my God.
I decided I wanted the house on the ground, so I brought in fill, and actually after where the tree was, it used to drop down to the field, and I wanted more flat land where the kids could play. So I just filled that whole plateau.
Right.
And then while I was doing it, I decided to sort of make waves. And so when the guys were on the bulldozer, I said, yeah, think like they're surfing, you know,
And so we're on the time of a wave.
I would direct, you know, the guys with the soil. I said, yeah, put some here. And I decided that we just make some gentle waves here and then get to bigger waves out in the front.
Right, exactly. Well, because they're like these voluptuous, huge mounds. It's just so magical. Mr. Meier, he's an architect and he designs things that are very linear and white.
Yes, I have.
See, you're not listening.
Green.
And this is all green and overgrown and organic and natural. But he designs things that are very, very linear. But actually, usually in an organic state. You're linear.
Oh my gosh.
This is how you get through it, Richard Meier. You swim through it. You swim through the mint.
Yeah, I love mint.
Oh, it smells so good.
You take these with you and you put them on the windowsill because they're not, and they'll turn red, but they're not ready. In 2 days, they'll be perfect.
Potatoes.
Thank you.
And thank
Teddy has like, look at Teddy's got a handful of tomatoes.
Look at that.
What is that?
It's a gourd.
Richard Meier just gave me a present. He gave me a sunflower. So I have my tomatoes and I have my gourd and my gorgeous 7-foot-tall sunflower.
What about your pumpkin?
You know, there's that new Knicks player. He's like 7'1". I bet that's this guy's bigger. I have shoes on. It's not fair. That was so not fair.